I loved the kind of noir infused black and white photography. It looked great, and it was shot and lit so nicely. Just it was nighttime and so dark, but you could see everything so clearly. Everything popped. There's so much clarity. It was really, really nicely done. Um, and I love the lens flares on the soft focus on the lights in the background, but it all looks so cool while he's driving through the cityscape. And yeah, you don't know where he's going, what's he's doing, totally here. It's uncertainty. I'm wondering if there's different metaphorical ideas being expressed in other films like this. Maybe this is part of the series, but we're seeing uncertainty play out here, so that was pretty cool. So the performer on screen did a great job. He seemed like, he was very focused, determined. He had a lot of history in what he was doing.
I think stylistically, the way that this is done in black and white is really interesting and also has layers, to me, or how I interpreted the film. I think when we see this man tapping his fingers on screen, plus like the text that says uncertainty, we obviously know that he's dealing with uncertainty, and and that uncertainty, is whatever is going to happen in terms of like should he or should he not take a drive. That's how I interpreted it. And as he's driving, I think we think this is going to be a normal drive. I also have to say that the drive is very beautifully filmed, and I really enjoyed like the lights and the reflections. However, by the time we go to the end and we see these sirens and cop cars, I think for me, I realized that the uncertainty was that the decision to go out late at night uh, could result in an uncertainty of like we don't know what's going to happen, and that larger uncertainty could be the cause of like a life or a death situation. So uncertainty with that new text on screen completely changes meaning, and I think for me had a very emotional impact.
I think that word uncertainty that shows up at the end of this film perfectly encapsulates what the film was. There was so much uncertainty. It's darkly lit, it's black and white. Everything is kind of shrouded in mystery. We don't really get to see the face of the protagonist. We don't really get to see a lot of the details. So there is a lot of like vagueness and uncertainty, and we kind of just see pieces of things and close-ups of things, but never really getting like the full picture. And so I really liked the way that it ended on that word uncertainty. I just thought it was really, really well done. Beautiful shots, really crisp and clear, and like wonderful editing, and great job with the lighting as well.
I thought this was really, really intriguing. I think in general, especially with how things have kind of happened over the last several years, especially, I feel like there's so much about society that in general we're uncertain about, more so than I feel like before the pandemic. I feel like things were kind of slowly starting to kind of get there. But once the pandemic hit, I just feel like so many things were kind of dragged into the light, and so much happened during that time. That I think got so much more attention because people were at home, because their normal day-to-day lives were disrupted, because there was just so much more, I think in a certain way, like so much more focus on like a larger scale. Because again, I think that when everyone got disrupted, we were all taken out of our normal kind of day-to-day ruts in a way, where you kind of only focus on what you're dealing with or what you're doing, like I said, like in a kind of day-to-day basis. And I think there was just a lot more emphasis placed on like a larger picture of maybe how your country was dealing with things, or how your specific community was dealing with things, how the globe was dealing with things. There was just like I said, a larger focus at play. And I think that in the aftermath of all of that, there's so much uncertainty that has kind of lingered in society, in people's lives, that they don't necessarily know where they fall.
There are a lot of really great cinematic moments in this piece. The DP has a great eye, especially without relying on color. It still manages to be very visually impactful. There's a lot of mystery with this character, which makes him very intriguing to watch. Even though I don't fully grasp what it is that he's doing. I'm intrigued. I actually watched this piece back a couple times just because it was so visually compelling.
It could be about a black man being scared about being caught by a white cop, or it can be about a man on drugs and being afraid he'll get caught. But I feel like it's racially motivated and has a socialist and political activist intention. We get a black man in a hoodie driving a car, and he stops next to a cop with his lights on. The man glitzes at the car, worried. Now, these days, police brutality is very common, and it's especially towards minorities, and you can really tell the fear and worriment of the man as he tries to remain calm. Even I was anxious for him. I think it's an important topic for our current times.
I was very interested in the performance, which was great, in what was going on in this character's mind. Where was he going? Why was he uncertain? I liked it. I just wanted to know what was the uncertainty? What was the message? Everything production wise and performance wise was great.